as you know, surveying, especially elevation checks and all of that, is based solely on horizontals being parallel.
There we go.
Right? Well, that isn't a curve. Right? That isn't what they do. They measure a drop in the vertical, don't they? When you're doing surveying on your measuring rods.
Hang on here. Let me think about this.
Yeah, you do.
If it's a change in the vertical, then what do you call that when you're measuring, when you're doing your surveying?
Hang on here. Let me think about this a minute.
Change in elevation.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Hang on here. Let me think about this a minute.
Oh yeah. It's a drop would be a drop any direction you go. Earth is always dropping away from you.
So the water, you think the water level drops away from you?
There we go. Yeah, I know it. I've not seen a drawing from LIGO.
The nutsack thing is related to
either arm, an X or a Y.
Let's say 400
Go on the
meters.
west
How
arm and the
accurate
east
could
arm.
you be? Set in a horizontal.
It is designed to be 33.1 arc seconds from top to bottom at that distance.
Wait a minute. The elevation from the water level is always going to be the same.
They'll all intersect. Those three lines will intersect in the middle.
There we go.
Oh shit, Brumpus went to bed a long time ago.
a nutsack drop is a pretty good demonstration of the globe.
There we go.
Just hang on here, let me think about this.
Go on.
Water level.
Oh, yeah. The water level is the most level.
The water level will show you level. You'll take your auto level then to the center of this array of of level points that you've established. Set it at the center and then shoot both ends. You'll find out that they're dropping.
What, both ends of the water level lower
There we go.
than the middle?
We got a home.
You've got a hump.
Absolutely.
It's a hump.
Hang on here, let me think about this.
Got a home base.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. God, I'm getting tired, Bev. Back up. That was wrong. That was something else I was thinking about.
33.1 arc seconds.
1 arc second, which at 400 meters would be in a vertical height of 12.6 millimeters. Buster. Hang on here, let me think about this.
What do you call a change in vertical in surveying?
Hang on here, let me think about this.
You know, like if there's a vertical distance change, what's that called?
Hang on here, let me think about this.
It's elevation and it's measured
so
from
you've
sea
just
level.
said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've just said that the
And all
water
of them?
level changes in elevation
There we go.
from the point you're
the water
at.
level does. Yes, the water level will. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
So it's
wait,
not
wait.
establishing a level.
Wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute. I think you might have got. Whoa. Yeah.
Hold on.
Go on.
There we go. Hold on.
Take a mulligan on that one. Let's try again.
Don't overtalk.
Hang on here,
Don't
let me think
overtalk.
about
Don't
this.
penalty.
Good.
Yeah, at 400 meters, the Earth curve is about 12.6 millimeters, so you're going to have to add that in.
Oh yeah.
Add it into a horizontal. Where do you add it in?
Yeah, that's what I feel like a lot of times, Buster.
There we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've just said that the
And all of
water
them?
level changes in
Hang on, let me
elevation
think about
from the point
The
you're
water
at.
level does. Yes, the water level will. Absolutely.
No reason, no logic, no wisdom, no worries.
Yes, the water level will. Absolutely.
You're just on your own.
There we go. Oh
No
yeah.
reason, no logic, no answers to question.
Hang on here, let me think about this a minute.
You're just on your own.
Just so that, you don't lose me here. Let's say we have A, NA, and NP on your water level. Where are you going to put your water level?
Oh yeah.
What? I'm not putting the auto level anywhere. Now those
For what?
horizontals-
Okay, wait, back up. Back up.
Whoa.
Back up. No, wait, back up. Back up. No, wait, please.
Hey.
But on the curved Earth, what you just described is what we would see. We would have 3 different horizontals intersecting in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm holding both views in my mind, right?
Both flat and curved? How do you get that?
Yeah, both flat and curved, yes. So
Diatheism.
I'm holding like refraction being a possibility or having to account for it.
There's
in my
always going to be refraction. It doesn't necessarily mean that the oceans are curved.
Right.
So what happens is they just reified the ball. So they say when you say you see too far, yeah, they just say, okay, well you see too far, but the ball is this size, so you should only see to this amount. Therefore, the refractive rate is at this rate because the Earth is a ball of this size. You see how they do it? Because no one ever measured the ball.
I know.
So they just say the ball is this size. So I don't understand when people say I hold myself on 2 sides. You either believe you live on a curved surface or you believe you live on a flat a stationary level plane with a level plane of reference.
And that's not exactly being honest about how we do it, right?
You can't live on both. Yeah, sorry. Scott, what was that?
So that's not exactly being honest about how we do it. You said that's how they do it, being the globe earthers, but that's not how we do it.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Okay, so I'll take you through the step. Okay, so you guys claim that some guy called Eratosthenes did some measurements of sticks and shadows, measured some angles, did an equation with the number 360 in it, so he could get a circumference of a presupposed ball. Would that be the first step?
No, not for me, and not for most people. No.
Okay, well, I'm going through the steps of how they do it. So now we have this circumference of the ball. Now we can work out the radius, right? So with your radius, you can get your
That's not
arc
how we
section,
did it, though.
and then you can work out how much drop over distance you should have.
How did you do it then, Scott?
Yeah.
How did you do
No,
it?
but since then, thousands of people have.
Explain how
Alberuni
did it, Scott.
I thought I was, Bev.
Go on then.
Would you like to tell me to explain again before I actually start explaining?
Just please explain.
Okay. But thousands of people have done it since then, where they've used much better equipment and they've got much more accurate readings.
Yeah, explain.
By using things like geodetic surveying.
So what did he do, Scott?
But you only got one video, though, right? But 1,000 people did it?
Why would these people video themselves doing their work?
Did he do,
I don't know,
Scott? He went to the top of a mountain and
Yeah,
measured an
that's
angle.
a good question. Why would they? Is that being
Why would they
rhetorical?
lie, Scott? Isn't that the question, buddy?
So all these people went out, did all these geodetic surveys, measuring
on,
the
Scott,
land on
what
which
did he
we
do with
live.
the angle?
Scott, we get it.
What magic did he
No,
do with the angle?
you asked.
How many flat spots does it take to make a globe, Scott?
No, let's keep on the angle. Let Scott explain us what he does with an angle, or what Alberuni did. Go on, Scott.
I don't do anything. Surveyors did it. People
You were just explaining, though. I gave you a little bit of space before, so you could explain. Please carry on.
I just did. Geodetic surveyors measured the Earth.
Alberuni?
I have no idea who Alberuni is, nor do I care.
Oh, you don't even know who he is?
Why should I?
know who this guy is.
Wow, come on, Scott. Playing ignorance in this room after how many years have you been in here, Scott?
He's unimportant.
What are you playing at?
No, wait, hold on. Who is Alberuni, please?
You don't need to know. There's nothing any engineer or anybody who understands the Earth has gone off his work. They've done much better work since then.
Yeah, explain the
with
method.
Much more accurate instruments.
Explain the method.
I don't need to. I trust the experts.
You don't need
Scott, you don't know, innit, Scott?
I've been clear since the beginning. I rely on experts.
Nobody seems to know what you can do with an angle. Yeah, everybody seems to be very clever with being able to say what it does. You don't need to know. Some genius out there did it, right?
Not a genius, just someone who took a couple of courses and went out and sat in the sun and the cold,
like Nathan Oakley.
Depending on the weather, and did the work.
Nathan Oakley knows what you can do with an angle.
Who cares what Nathan Oakley thinks?
Oh, well.
He's nobody.
You don't. Do you?
No, I just, I care what these trained professionals went out and did, documented all their work, written down their notebooks, and
Measuring angles.
measuring the Earth.
Measuring an angle.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Does measuring an angle prove anything about the shape of the Earth?
Yes, it does, if you can do math. Yeah.
Okay, then tell us the procedure. What do you do? We've got an angle. Explain the rest for us, please. Mathematically.
Why?
Because you just said clever people can do it, or are you not one of these clever people?
Yeah, I don't know the math.
Yeah. Nathan Oakley does it, and he comes up with the Earth's being measured flat. So is that the math?
Well,
is Nathan Oakley keeping the secret?
No, he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm. So you tell us then.
Why is Nathan an idiot?
Have you ever listened to him?
Well,
I have.
He seems to be able to do something with the angle that you can't. So, I mean, who's the idiot, Scott?
He just makes up stuff. But to be honest with you, I don't listen to him much. I think I've heard him like once or twice.
Okay. So, well, explain to us then how Nathan Oakley's an idiot for being able to measure the Earth flat with an angle. And then tell us the real reason how you use the angle to get something different.
Why do you keep asking me why do you keep asking me the same question? What's in it for you, man?
You haven't answered it, Scott.
I know. No, I have answered it. I said I leave it to the experts.
You leave it to the experts. You don't even know who the fucking experts are, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Who are they?
Can't be that hard, can it? You've just got an angle. I mean, how
hard
can the math be?
I mean, I trust the pilots to fly the planes that I get on. I trust the engineers.
He wasn't a pilot. He just went to the top of a mountain and measured an angle. Explain that one. Explain how he got what he got out of that. Because if it was Nathan Oakley, he'd have measured it flat.
Don't know, don't care.
So what's the difference?
Don't know, don't care.
So why are you here, Scott? Like, if you got a belief, that's fine. Why don't you just take it and fuck off? Like, why do you stay here for?
To understand how you guys can get it wrong for so long?
Get what?
But you don't want to know why.
Oh, I do. I do.
It's getting a joke.
No, you don't. You just fucking keep denying, dude, and denying what we tell you. So why the fuck listen to it?
Just so he can say it's wrong.
Understand why you get it wrong.
So you can call Nathan Oakley an idiot? Is that why?
And so he can say you're wrong.
I would never mention Nathan Oakley unless Jeff brought it up.
Sorry. Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Like, how many years have you been coming here, Scott? Like, I've only been here for 3 months or so, and you've been here every day.
He's been here all the time. Every time I've ever been here, Scott. You've been here.
This room's only existed for a few months. I used to hang out at gyms.
Have you been here all that time, Scott?
I think so. From the beginning, when Heretic
showed up. You don't know who Al Baruni is. You don't know what he did. You don't know anything about how Nathan Oakley measured it flat or anything. What are you doing?
So you're trying to convert us, Scott? Is that what you're doing?
No. I don't even think it's possible to convert you.
Breaking up badly.
Yeah, maybe I misunderstood it. I thought you were the don't hear me. Yeah. Scott, can you hear me, Scott?
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the idea that you were one of the experts round here, Scott. You were the resident globe guy with all of the answers. So it just seems like you tell everybody they're wrong whenever they say anything. You keep posting stupid videos.
Well, it's because you keep saying wrong things.
What's
and you're
wrong?
like a one-trick pony too, dude.
I asked you a question, how to explain how you use the angle.
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
He's a one-trick pony. He has one argument, man.
What's my one argument?
Now.
Celestial navigation.
Well, also I know how to get to Australia from San Francisco.
Good for you, Scott.
Well, do you?
No, I don't know how, Scott. Like, fuck, man.
Do you guys have a model?
You're the only one, Scott, that knows how to fucking navigate, dude.
Has the flat Earth come up with any kind of map which can get you anywhere in this world?
Every
Anywhere.
fucking map is flat, Scott. Get it into you.
And who made those maps?
Do you use your fucking globe to navigate, dude? Do you have one in your fucking pocket?
Who made the maps?
I don't give a fuck, man. They're
were
flat,
they flat
dude.
earthers or people who understood the Earth's a globe?
I'm pretty sure a lot of
hear me,
maps are...
Scott? That clearer?
I can't hear you at all, Bear.
Okay. Morning, Scott. How are you doing? Sorry, I might have been mistaken, but I thought that you were the geometrical advisor to 2T6 and that you advised them on spherical excess. So I thought perhaps you did understand geometry. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had such a high position. Now you seem to know anything about geometry. It's just a bit odd. That was all I was thinking. Well, in TT6, you were the spherical excess advisor.
Yeah, I
you were. They told us you were, and you said you were. You just advised them on spherical excess.
Yes, I understand.
So you would understand geometry then, and you would understand the geometry.
Yes, I understand how you get spherical excess. Yes, this is true.
Okay, so you
would know.
That's
a rather simple concept, right?
You would know what you could do with an angle. Yeah, I know. So you would know what to do with just an angle. Then
what do you mean? What does one do?
You're just kind of ducking out of it somehow.
What does one do with just an angle?
You're the geometer. You're the geometer, so I thought you'd be able to bring something to that question.
Up a lot, man. You're cutting in and out.
I don't think he's hearing me either, but maybe he does this often. So. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that people who understand the Earth's a globe so many things that they can do. I don't do them, right? I just enjoy the benefits of them.
Can they juggle?
Some of them, yeah. But I mean, people who understand the Earth's a globe has built stuff, and
people can do it.
Oh, imagine other people do it.
Well, there you go.
I never claimed to have done any of this.
It's your imaginometry. You just imagine other people do it. Not you, though. You're not even clever enough to imagine you can do it. Or are you well educated enough in sophistry that pretending that other people do it is easier because then you can always claim ignorance yourself? It's a nice tactic, Scott.
I know. But I've been on an airplane that took me from San Francisco to Sydney, Australia.
Wow. Nice. Well, that qualifies you then, Scott.
No. It confirms my trust in these other people. It confirms my faith in the experts. They knew how to get there.
Faith. We know, Scott. We know.
Yes, but they got me there, which my faith was justified, wasn't it?
It's all you've got, Scott. Faith.
Okay, I can live with that. Why is that enough? Why is that not enough?
Why do you have to come in here and tell people that they're wrong? Is it your faith that tells you to do that? Is that scripted?
No, it's the fact that other people have solved these problems already that you guys want to
within
continue.
Your dogma.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why I should even bother answering you.
Now you've got enough faith, you must go out and spread you're wrong. Tell everybody else how wrong they are.
So Bev, do you ever listen to anybody's answer? Or when you ask questions, you just wait for the person to stop and then ask the next one?
You don't answer, Scott. It's pretty obvious. You haven't got any. You haven't got any answers. They're all in the hands of somebody else, not you.
Yes, that's my answer.
That's not an answer, Scott.
It is an answer. Why don't you accept it?
Well, I don't take bullshit. I have like an internal bullshit meter.
So why is my putting my trust in experts?
Been studying it for years.
Why don't you put your trust in experts? How have they failed you?
What's an expert, Scott? Not you, right?
Pilots, not me. No, never me. I'm a pretty good computer programmer. I can push data around pretty well and
It's a lot of
organize data structures. Yeah, I can organize data structures to maximize input and output kind of stuff. I'm pretty good at that, and they pay me really, really well.
Word searches.
No, that's not what I do.
People on
but
lists.
I do actually make lists.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good chance if you guys get emails trying to sell you something, I'm at the base of that. Sorry.
Yeah. What about if anybody puts any words in to searches on the internet, or do you have other people doing those sort of things?
No, I used to. I'm on a different team now, but I used to do that too.
Yeah.
If you ever did a Google search, I worked to the part that would maximize an advertiser's dollar. Make sure that their placement on the Google results page was well spent.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore either.
Did you put
anyways,
certain stuff further down the list?
No, nobody does that.
No, you just put stuff higher.
Well, sometimes you would. It depends on how much how much you're willing to bid for the spot. And we had a algorithm that would figure out the maximum bid or the most return on your bid investment.
Yeah. The dogmatic globe shit went straight to the fucking top. That's where the money is, right?
No, there's no money in
Product
globe.
placement everywhere.
Yeah. For selling shoes and clothes and automobiles and all that kind of shit, right? Our customers, our clients were people like Ford and GM and Nike and Adidas and a whole bunch of companies that a lot of people have never heard of.
So
they're trying to be heard of.
What's your dogmatic globe expertise then, or do you just leave it in the hands of other people?
I have none.
Yeah,
none.
Yeah,
but I've watched sunsets.
You sit in rooms like this all day telling people that they're
I watch sunsets, yes. Yes. I can do the basic math, right? I can understand that if you have a 15-degree angle.
Math with Al-Biruni.
No, I can. I don't care about Al-Biruni.
So you can or you can't do it?
I can understand that if the sun sets at the same direction for everybody on the planet, and so I can understand if the sun is setting south of west in Australia right now, which it is, that can only happen on a globe. I can do that kind of math.
Okay, but you can't do the math that you measure an angle on the top of a stick.
I can't do that. No, I can't do that math.
You can tell it's a globe. Can't do it that way.
No. But I can watch the moon go over my head and see it all night long. It does not change size, which I know enough math and perspective to know that means it's not getting further away from me throughout the night. It's not getting closer. It's not moving further away throughout the night, which the only thing that can be moving in is a circle above me.
Tells me it's optical.
Well, yep. I can also look at with my own eyes and I can trust it. And no, it's a rock.
You can trust it.
Big. Yeah, I can trust my eyes.
You can put trust. Oh, you said
in my eyes.
Do you call your eyes with the S at the end of it? It.
Okay, I trust them.
Yeah.
You got me there. You got me.
You can trust your eyes, or what is it? The processor, the one that computes that
good
information.
Catch, good catch. No, you got me. Good catch. You're earning your money.
Did you say the moon's not getting further away?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
I've heard some models where
it does. Not.
Scott. There are some models where the moon does change distance, isn't there?
Over the course of a night? No.
But the moon does change distance, doesn't it?
Over the course of a night?
No distance whatsoever. No distance whatsoever. It stays
over the course of the
same
night?
Distance.
Yeah, well, obviously you must be able to measure it exactly, right? From the beginning and the end, right?
Whatever the radius of the Earth is, since we're not at the center of the Earth.
Measurements, Scott.
But that's trivial
exactly
in proportion to the distance.
It doesn't change, does it? How do you get the distance?
Oh, Bev. Something's wrong with you, man.
No, I think you changed because you did say size, but then you changed it to distance. Don't know how you did that. Maybe it's at that magic angle.
Well, I
that
know
you
you don't
computed
because
and
you
you
don't. You
changed
never
it
listen to what
into a
anybody
distance.
says. Because you never listen to what anybody says. Because if you had listened, you would have known how I did
I
that.
think you might have let slip how Alberuni did it as
Either
well.
either that, or you would have heard how I did it. But you never listened to anybody. So
How did you tell the
that's why
size
you.
of the moon?
What did I say? I said it.
Yeah, you said it doesn't change
Prove you were
size,
listening.
and I'm
Prove you
saying
were listening.
I think you probably passed it off to somebody else.
Prove you were listening.
Probably passed it off to somebody else.
Yeah. Good job, man.
How did you measure the size of
I
the
looked at it.
moon? Okay.
I looked at it.
So your eyes do have measuring things, do you?
Yes, they do.
Right. And that's
Sufficient
how you can
enough for
tell
this
it.
task.
Yes, that's how you can tell it doesn't change in any distance.
Sufficient enough for this task, yes.
Your eyes.
Yes.
How do you measure it when it's
Ask
on the?
again?
How
You
do
want
you
to ask again,
measure it?
Bev?
How do you
Bev,
measure it
ask
when it's
again.
on the horizon?
And I'll
How do
say
you
yes
measure it when
again.
it's on the horizon?
Sorry, Timbo. Sorry. Do I
How do you
measure the
measure it when
horizon?
it? How do you measure it when it's on the horizon?
Oh, I don't. I'll admit, it becomes an optical illusion when it becomes next to other things, which have a reference to me, and it appears to be bigger.
Next
But
to? What's it next to?
So
So
your
Come on,
your
words.
eyes
Scott.
can't measure it.
You say that your
Fuck's sake.
this gentleman says that his eyeballs can measure things, but they don't. Oh,
I
okay,
have,
that's cool.
but I have seen
Eyeballs.
time lapse. But I have seen time lapse pictures of the moon setting, and I'm convinced that what looks to me like getting bigger is not actually getting bigger.
What's
Because
it
it's not taking
next
up any
to,
more pixels on the
Scott?
screen.
What's it next to?
And so,
When it gets
and
next to things.
that's sufficient for me.
Come on, Scott.
Yeah, I'm not going to play your silly game, Bev. It's just not worth my time.
Well, because it's not next to anything. Yeah, you're using
You're
words,
not,
Scott.
we're not worth my time, man.
Oh, well, obviously, this room is worth your time because you've been here for
It
months.
It is, but you're not.
With nothing. You've got nothing, Scott.
No, there's several
Other
people
than
here
to
who are
tell
worth my
people
time, but
that
you're not.
they're wrong.
Yeah, whatever.
Obfuscate, distract.
You're
That's all
just
you're
in
here
loop
for,
mode,
Scott.
man. You're just in loop mode again. You just do these things where you just put it on repeat.
No,
It's the same 7 words over and over and over and
I'm
over
telling you,
again.
like
It's
I've
just
told a lot of people
boring.
in the past, Scott.
Well, there you go.
You've got
Same
nothing.
7 words. Same
Yeah.
7 words
You
over and over
sit
again in loop
around
mode.
in Discord
Loop mode.
servers, causing confusion and making life difficult for everyone with nothing.
How am I making life difficult for anybody, man?
Ignorance and
How am I making life
arrogance.
difficult?
That's it, Scott.
And how's it making their lives difficult? Well, whose life have I affected here?
No, I think this is the purpose of rooms like this. Because
Whose life have I
where would you
affected?
be, Scott? Who could you talk to? If there wasn't a room of flat earthers, what would you do, Scott?
I'd be talking politics with people.
You're a politics expert, are you?
I am.
Right, well, strange that you sat in a room that you've got absolutely nothing when you're in a server that does politics.
But mostly I'm a psychology expert. That's what I studied in school. I studied psychology.
In school?
Yes.
I thought you were computers.
No, I just do that for a living. It pays better.
Okay, psychology.
And I happen to be better at it than I was at psychology. Because I'm really good at this programming stuff.
Probably, yeah, you seem shit at psychology, mate.
I'm really good.
That's really beautiful. I know all I need to know about this guy now. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah? Cool. What do you think you know about me?
You're just here to
Just out of curiosity.
You're just here to have. Basically, you're collecting worldviews.
Yes. I've made no secret of that. I said from the beginning that's what I'm doing.
I wasn't being
believed me, though.
sarcastic. I was being like, instantly, I understand what you're doing here. That's all.
Well, you're right. I'm collecting worldviews. You're dead on, man. I'm trying to understand how everybody here thinks. I would like nothing more than to interview each and every one of you, one on one, and just get your entire world narrative to see if there's any
I've done
commonalities
enough.
among
How long
them.
have I been in here? 20 minutes. I think I've interviewed you to know enough about you, Scott.
Okay.
What have you learned in 4 months? Or are you building a paper? You don't want to give away
Quite
your
a bit.
secrets.
Quite a bit, actually.
Go on
Quite
then.
a bit.
What's the main thing?
Well, first of all, there's a wide variety amongst you. You
He
guys are
learned
all
how to
flat
say
earthers.
nah.
In reality, that has sort of does tend to
You're all
happen,
flat
Scott.
earthers for different reasons.
People in reality are different, right? Are you classing yourself in that group,
yes.
Scott?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And you all kind of violently avoid answering any questions.
Violently avoiding something tells us a lot about you, Scott.
It's almost
you
as if
can't
you
violently
actively
avoid
run.
questions. That's a state of
I
mind
maybe
that
need
you're injecting, Scott, into your words.
No, I might
It's
need
not
a better
there.
term for that, but there's a very active avoidance of questions, and I find that very interesting.
You just hand the
I didn't
answers
I
off
didn't
to
know
other
before.
people, don't you? You claim ignorance
Yeah.
and hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah, and one of the questions that I had coming in that I think I have a better handle on now is, do you guys not understand, or do you resist understanding?
You don't
And I think
understand.
and I
These
think you
songs have been
resist
wrote about it.
understanding for some other reason than the facts, because you all will just summarily reject all evidence that goes against your narrative, which leads me to believe that the narrative is the important part, and the narrative serves you somehow
Scott,
rather
you
than
sound
the
like
data.
a bigot. You sound like you've been sat in a room where you're bigoted to the group of people that
Yeah, no,
you're
it might sound that way to you. Well, I'm just going off of what the data I've been able to gather.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, what was the reaction when I asked you how to get to Australia? Anger, right? There was almost,
It wasn't
I
anger,
got the
Scott.
feeling. I get the feeling that if the guy could have punched me, he would have. But
You have
maybe
a
I'm
hard
wrong.
time reading people, don't you, buddy?
Maybe,
Come on,
I'm
maybe.
sure you get yourself in a lot of trouble, don't you, Scott?
If you're writing a paper about this, Scott, like, I don't know whether it'd be trusted. I don't know whether you could get it peer reviewed. It sounds like a load of shit. It sounds like you're a mental case, Scott. To me.
Well, I know to you, that's the thing. But to everybody
There's
not
definitely
you, I
something
don't.
psychological going on with you, Scott.
Such as? What do you think?
I don't know. There's some kind of chemical imbalance or something wrong with you, dude. You're different, dude.
Well, I know that.
We all know it. Don't worry.
I wasn't worried. But it also feels like to me that something, and what I really like to get a handle on is, when in your lives did you start to feel
I know
different
you can't
than
grasp
everybody
this at
else?
all, Scott. I get it,
Yeah.
buddy. How the hell could we not believe, eh, buddy?
He's looking for feels. He wants to know how you feel because he doesn't feel anything.
He
He's
wants
got
to
some
know how
sort
it's
of a
possible that we could
chemical
possibly
imbalance.
believe something different, right?
Something that goes against so much evidence that everybody else in the world sees.
Yeah, how can you not hand
It is
off
the question
all
I'm
of
asking.
these things that you don't know to this unknown group like Scott? Like, I mean, what's wrong with you people? Just be like Scott. Say you don't know fucking anything. Other people do, though.
Just do what you're told, Scott. Everything will be fine, buddy. You should stop coming in here. I don't think it's healthy for you.
Oh, it's very healthy for me.
See, I think he
Like I said,
feeds off it.
I'm
He's
learning
got
a
like
lot.
an upside down mentality. Like, it's all shifted.
He just does what he's told.
Yeah. Well, I think he thinks you're friends. Like, you're all friends with him. I think he
Who's all
thinks he's
friends?
here helping you.
I know. He wants us to lay back on the couch and fucking start at the beginning, right?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Yeah, that's the patience running the asylum.
It would
That's
be great.
Scott.
It would be great. I think I can learn a lot.
This is therapy for you, right, buddy?
See, there is a sad part to this, right,
research.
guys?
It's research.
Because we're not joking. Like, this is literally what you're dealing with, day after day after day.
No, I know that's the other thing too.
People who have problems with just general reality. That's so messed up of their minds with contradictions and bullshit that they're just lost.
What do you think? So I assume you saying that the rest of us are lost in these
model
contradictions.
Affliction. It's real. It's a real thing.
Model affliction.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the desire to understand the world and have answers?
No.
And accept the answers that work?
Contradictions of a model to override your reality.
What contradictions of the model are there?
Oh, God. You can't see contradictions. You're that deep, Scott. You can't see what a contradiction is. People in here have seen it day after day.
No, they haven't. They think they have, and they really, really want to, but they haven't.
See, there you go. Convincing yourself. You have an ability to convince yourself that everyone else is the one with the problem, right? That's why you can sit in rooms like this. You can't sit in any other room because you do exactly the same in those rooms too. And they'll say, what's wrong with you, Scott? But in the flat earth rooms, you can get away with it. Your personality type is allowed in these rooms. In fact, I'd say it's needed by a model. You're needed because people can't say things, Scott. But people like you can. Without conscience.
Do you think you said something there?
Well, you might not have heard it. In fact, you probably
that was word
have
salad. It was word salad. It meant nothing. You understand? No, you don't understand that. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't understand.
Can anybody else tell me what Bev said just there? Can anybody else summarize what Bev just said?
He said that
I'm
you
just
come
curious.
here for
Is it
therapy,
just
Scott.
me?
This is the only place you can survive,
Is that what you said, Bev,
Scott.
in so many words?
I can't communicate with people. Can you, Scott? You find it difficult?
No, I don't. I communicate very easily with people.
Why are you here?
I've already told you, but this is the interesting thing. No matter how many times you'll just ask me again.
I point out.
Dude, can you tell Bev why I'm here? I know you heard me.
I actually didn't.
Oh, okay.
People tune out.
I wasn't listening then,
It's
Scott.
just bullshit.
All right, that's fine.
Guys, he collects worldviews. So you need to understand that you're basically a coin to him, or a stamp. I'm just saying, he's collecting your worldview. You are basically just a coin to him, or a stamp.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand you guys.
Does he not try and correct it? Does he not try and tell you you're wrong? Is he not a correctative worldview?
Well, I tell you wrong so I could watch how you react to it.
There you go.
And to see if it affects you at all.
For his worldview, right?
Antagonistic,
One of the less combative,
so he can get some
ones,
sort of it's like going to your psychiatrist, right? And then your psychiatrist sort of prodding you to watch what you do, isn't it, Scott? That's the way you work it.
No.
Kind of funny.
No, I mean,
that's the old times, Scott. Times are changing. You can tell it, can't you? Things are changing.
Most people, but most people assume that other people, when they are presented with good evidence, that they will change their mind. You guys don't.
Don't what?
Neither do you.
You've got
curious.
nothing to change my mind with, Scott.
I know.
You don't bring
you
anything.
think that.
So why would I possibly change my mind? But you don't even know what my mind is. Nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what anybody else's mind is. You can't assume that everybody else's minds work like yours. Everyone's an individual within the mind.
The other thing I find fascinating that I didn't know before is how many questions or how many things you are willing not to know. There's so many things you guys say, I don't know. We can't know that. We can't know that. What's the moon? We can't know. What's the sun? We can't know. How does optics work? We can't know. How far is the horizon?
Nobody
we can't
can know.
know.
Nobody, you can't know. Nobody
Being
can
honest,
know.
buddy. You can't be honest with
that
yourself.
is
That's the
interesting.
problem.
The number we associate with pi can't know it.
The thing is, we do know.
We don't. Not the number
No,
we
I-
associate
we
with
don't.
pi,
No.
Scott. We don't.
Who cares about pi? It's like that's just madness, Bev. Why
Well,
you
that's
even
one
bought
of
a
the
pie?
most basic things that
See, but
we
this is
know we don't know.
this is the craziness of Bev right there. What the hell does pi have to do with anything? How did his mind go to pi?
If there was a
That's
creator, the
fascinating.
creator placed that there and said, "Don't try and associate numbers with this.
Maybe he's
You
hungry.
can't do it."
Okay, D-Dub, that was good.
Associate
This is
the
why I
straight
come here.
line and the curve.
Oh
They're
boy,
not
that
the
was funny.
same. There's something about the relationship between the two that you cannot know.
No, I can. You might
Can't.
not be able to, but I can, and I do.
Wow. See, there's your illusions of
And
grandeur.
there are billions of people just like me who do know.
Go on then. What is pi when you associate it to a number?
Pi is just the relationship between the circumference and the diameter of a circle.
And when you
There's
associate
no
it with a
mystery to it.
number, what's the number?
It never ends. No mystery.
So you can't know it.
Who cares?
But you can know that you can't know it. It's a thing that you can know that you cannot know.
Yes, I know, but
That's
you guys
knowledge of the unknown.
Oh my God. Wow.
So don't question how many of those things there are, because there's limitless. The question you should be asking yourself,
they're
Scott,
not.
is what
We can know what the moon is.
you know?
Yeah, and that's the question I've asked myself every day.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of things we can
What's
know.
the answer?
That you guys are. To what?
Did you just say we
What
can
you
know what
can
the
know.
moon is?
Yes, we can know what the moon is.
How do you know what the moon is?
We can look at it and we can take measurements
Yeah,
of
but that's
it.
not
And
knowing.
what do you
That's
mean?
not
What do you mean
knowing.
by
That's
knowing? What do you think knowing is?
Well, you go there and check it out.
Knowledge.
Then you know what it is.
And so, how do you know what it is just
Confirm
because
to
you went there?
yourself that you know what it is.
Getting
Or you
into
say, or you
philosophical
get there and
talks.
or you get there and you do things and you go, oh, okay, I still don't know what it is.
What about it do you think we can't know?
Well, what about it do you think you can know?
It's a big rock in the sky.
Here's a chance
do you
for
know
you,
that?
Scott, and everyone as well. Have you heard of epistemology?
Oh my fucking God!
Have you heard
Beth.
of the word epistemology?
Not only have I heard of it, I've taken 2 courses on it.
Okay, what's it mean? Tell everybody what it means.
It's a theory of knowledge. It's what do we mean when we say we know?
The study of how we know.
Incorrect.
Okay.
It's what do we mean when we say we know?
The
theory of
meaning
knowledge.
of sayings.
No, it's what do we mean when we say we know?
Okay.
If
well,
I say
it's the
I know,
study of how we know, right?
Well, you're wrong.
Okay, so you're just going down into what you say when you say you know, not the actual study of how we know the things. Just what you say when you say you know, or when somebody else says when they say they know.
Yes, exactly. What do we mean when we say we know?
Go on then, you tell us.
What is justified true belief? And most epistemologists, most philosophers go with the correspondence theory of truth, which means that if I say there's milk in it, which is basically when the proposition corresponds with reality.
Stick to your
So if I say,
you're saying a justified belief is knowing.
That's what we mean when we say we know.
That's what
when we say we know, we are saying we have a justified true belief.
We're just talking about you right now because we studied before. No, you said
I'm not.
It was what you say you mean when we say we know, right? So we're going with you at the minute.
Nope, that's not what I said.
The epistemology. What? Come on.
I'm not gonna play your game where you restate what I said incorrectly and argue it.
You
Just
said
not doing that, Beth.
Well, I bet it's recorded. Is it being recorded?
Go ahead. Yeah, go find it.
So it will be able to check back just to make sure.
Yeah,
that
go
whether
ahead.
Scott was
Go take your
changing
time.
the words or
Take
whatever. You said
take your time.
A justified true belief.
Yes.
That's knowing.
That's what we mean when we say we know.
I would disagree with that.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
he means, though.
So,
He didn't say
ultimate.
that's what knowledge is. He just says that's what he means when he says.
Oh, Beth, shut the fuck up for just 5
To me,
seconds, man.
To me, knowing is knowledge, which is verification.
How is that different from a justified true belief?
Because a belief is classified as faith without evidence.
Mm-hmm.
According to who?
No proof. You can have no proof for a belief or a faith.
Yeah, beliefs are not the proof part. That's the justification part.
The proof would be the knowing, right? If you were to obtain a proof for that, whatever it is, then you would know.
Three legs. Three legs of knowledge. One is belief, which is independent of justification. One is justification, which is independent of belief. Well, and truth, which are independent of both of those. All those things are independent of each other.
You just used the word belief in knowledge, but you said your definition of belief was what was it again?
Belief is a state of mind.
Independent of what? What did you say?
Of both justification and the truth.
Independent of justification and the truth. That was belief.
Yes.
So, but then you use belief. Then you use belief in knowledge.
Well, just
as well.
Before we go any further,
but belief is part of knowledge.
Scott,
it's one of the three legs of knowledge.
Look, let's just have a little bit to let everybody hear. I would say the proof part is when you take all of that evidence and experience and stuff, you place an argument form together within a syllogism. You say, if I do this, then this happens, and what we do is we end up with the conclusion. The conclusion comports with all of that knowledge that we had before. There's no contradictions. At that point, you could grab that thing that you've just done, tested in reality, it comported with the mind, and you can place it in an area called proof. That is something that you know. You know. Right? I'm asking you, how many of those things do you actually have that you can work with, Scott?
That's one of the millions of things that I know. Yes.
That's no. I see, because I have a few things that I do actually know, and I can put in that little basket because of the journey
got millions
I've
of things
been on.
that I actually know. I can go on forever. Things that I know.
Right. Well, I can take you through the foundations to lead you up to those sort of things, but I don't think
I don't need you to do that.
Yeah, and I think you have a contradictory mind, broken mind.
I know you think that,
mind.
And I know you think that, but you're wrong.
Do you think you could show me that I am wrong, or do you want to just believe I'm wrong?
How would you demonstrate that I have a broken mind?
By showing that you hold contradictions.
Okay, show me a contradiction that I hold.
What about if I were to say a water level is a tool that establishes a horizontal plane of reference?
Reference to what?
It establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
To what? Reference to what?
Water level establishes a horizontal plane of reference, Scott.
See, this is why I come here. To experience people like you who I've never meet in real life, who don't understand that reference has to be to something else. Your mind is so fractured that you don't even get that simple point. You have to be referenced to something.
It's a plane, Scott. Right?
Reference to what? Horizontal to what?
So you start with 2 points, right? Neither one's higher than the other.
Yes.
Okay. No slope. Okay.
And what is that horizontal to?
It's not horizontal to anything. It's just horizontal.
It is the reference. That's the reference you establish.
Okay. Would your horizontals, by definition, need to be perpendicular to your verticals?
Yes.
Horizontal and vertical are perpendicular.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it turned out that when you looked at your water level and you found out that the endpoints, the verticals at those endpoints were not perpendicular to that line you just drew, what do you conclude?
That you've done something wrong.
And after you've checked all of your measurements and you can't find an error in them, what do you conclude?
That you're going mad.
Okay, so there's no possible way that you can falsify your assumption. That
remember, we're
is
talking about
unscientific.
contradictions that you hold, Scott, right?
But I just point out the contradiction that you hold.
But it's not a contradiction
Strange how
to
that
know
works,
that
huh?
vertical
It
and
is.
horizontal are perpendicular.
Yes, but your understanding of the world will not match your measurement of the world if you went and tried to do it.
What, the vertical and horizontal are perpendicular?
Yeah, yes, your verticals will not be perpendicular to that horizontal. The only vertical that will be perpendicular to that horizontal line, or that line that you're calling horizontal, will be the vertical in the dead center of it. That is the only place that will be perpendicular to it. That's just a fact of reality.
All perpendiculars to that thing will be parallel, though, geometrically. It's a
All
straight line.
all perpendiculars will be parallel, but none of them will be vertical.
None of them? To a
No,
horizontal?
the one in the middle. The one in the middle will be vertical, but none of the others.
But they're all perpendicular.
There they are. They're just not vertical.
But vertical and horizontal are perpendicular.
Only in your messed up understanding of the world.
I don't think so, Scott. See, this is where...
I know you don't think so.
Yeah,
I get that.
You do understand, Scott, that I'm not a flat earther, right?
I don't care what you are.
I'm just somebody who comes from a practical understanding of reality.
Yes. You're somebody who doesn't understand that the ends of the water level will not be perpendicular to the line it creates.
Hey, Scott. But
Yes.
Scott, you agree that perpendicular along that horizontal line will be all parallel?
Yes, every perpendicular to a line will be parallel. Yes. Well, in the same
You're
plane.
just saying that they're not vertical.
They will not be
That's what you're
vertical.
saying.
They will not measure vertically.
In the center.
Perpendiculars
Yes.
to the horizontal.
If you had sophisticated or precise enough instrumentation, you will see they're not vertical, or they're not perpendicular. The verticals are not perpendicular to that line. They're just not. And this is a simple. Well, it's true.
Has to be.
They teach you in math that that if you've got a horizontal line, that any point perpendicular, at any point on that line, perpendicular to that is vertical. That's just what they teach you. You can have several verticals on a horizontal line because it's perpendicular to it.
You can definitely,
have
a plumb line at each end where the water level is, can't you? Oh, fucking hell. Why am I...
Yeah, if we're going off a coordinate system, an X and Y grid, right, and you draw I didn't mute you.
Somebody did. That's why I cut off halfway through my sentence.
So yeah, if you're drawing on a coordinate system and you draw a flat line, something where Y is constant and all verticals, or all things perpendicular to that, all things where X is constant, everywhere along X, those will all be parallel to each other. Absolutely sure. That's just not how the Earth is shaped.
You can have a plumb line at each end of the water level, can't you?
You could. And that plumb line will not be perpendicular to that line.
What? The plumb
line? It won't be.
The plumb line.
The plumb line will not be perpendicular to that line.
The horizontal providing device wouldn't be perpendicular to the horizontal.
Correct. Yep. And this is the core of the argument,
Well,
right? This is
vertical
what,
and
if,
plumb and level aren't
yeah,
perpendicular.
there should be nothing else ever argued in this forum except for that simple fact. And at some point,
But
you've
when
got
did
to go out
anyone?
and do this.
When did anyone in reality, like, when did someone go out in reality to use these principles and went, holy shit, this isn't working? What's going on? Like,
Surveyors, when they
Yeah.
do, when surveyors, when they do
Scott's
reciprocal
never done
zenith
it.
angles.
Somebody else, right, Scott? Not you.
Correct, not me.
Yeah. See, this is where it gets a little bit weird, right? Because now you've got
No,
a
it
guy
doesn't.
that sort of, it seems to be gaslighting people that vertical and horizontal aren't perpendicular. I mean, that's brave, Scott. I mean, some might say idiotic, like a lunatic. Only a lunatic would go into a room to tell people that vertical and horizontal aren't perpendicular, I would say. But I'm just coming from, the reality point of view. I've not lived within a paracosm of some ridiculous model affliction and ended up like you, Scott.
God.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
T-Dub.
really.
Yeah, the answer to your question, T-Dub, is reciprocal zenith angles. If you get two theodolites and point them at each other, and the fact that the angle is always greater than 180 is the only
It's
demonstration
impossible.
anybody should ever
Absolutely impossible,
need.
and I don't know why anybody's
Yeah,
ever
well, go do
attempted
it.
to try and
Go do it. Go do it.
Yeah, we have.
Go do it. You
We've got
haven't.
a
You're
much
lying.
simpler. We've got the advanced simplicity version of it.
Of your stupid ass water level. Yes, I get that, but it shows no way that the verticals are perpendicular.
It's called Bedford level.
I don't give a shit what it's called. The people who
slightly
think about
famous.
this stuff will do exactly what I'm
Plumb bobs.
saying. They'll take two
plumb bobs.
theodolites and yeah, I know, whatever, Bev. Just keep babbling on in the background, thinking that you've proved something because you put up a water level at some time in your life, having no idea that it proves nothing.
All we need is Bedford, two plumb bobs, and the rest is a thought
Yeah,
experiment.
I know you
That's all
got
we
to
need,
fundy
Scott.
mute me right now. I know you got to talk over me because I might reach someone. No, probably you won't. I'm not,
Oh,
but
please do, Scott. Go on.
no,
Jump
I'm
on
not going to reach
the
anybody.
pedestal. Off you go.
No, but the whole idea is if you take two theodolites and you point them at each other and you see the angle, the reciprocal zenith angles are greater than 180 degrees, that is proof positive that the two verticals are not
Proof
parallel.
positive that you're mental because you don't point theodolites at each other. Right? It just shows exactly how far you've come along in a ridiculous idea of some sort of an argument.
Run
People
away, Beth.
don't point
Do everything you
theodolites
can
at
not
each
to
other,
think about
except
this.
in deluded cases of pretend
Do everything
surveyors
you can not to think about this, Bev.
imagining things.
Talk. Maybe you'll push it out of your brain.
I'm confused. Is the suggestion that it's impossible to point two theodolites at one another?
I don't know. Bev just refuses to accept the possibility that it could be done.
I'm
apparently.
pointing out that it's not a surveying procedure to measure from
Nobody ever said it
theodolite
was.
to theodolite.
Nobody ever said it was.
It's just been shown in a picture, so people imagine that's what occurs. So that's what they voice
All I was saying,
because they know
all I was
nothing
saying, it's a very
about the
simple.
surveying procedures.
You just need to push it out of your brain, don't you, by talking. Just push. You'll keep it out, Bev. You'll keep it out. Just keep talking. But if you were to grab two theodolites, go far enough apart, point them at each other, I'd say two mountaintops if you have mountains near you. If you live in a valley, you go to one mountain. Yeah. And you can point it to the top of one mountain and then go to the other mountain and point it to where you were and look at the reciprocal zenith angles and see what they add up to. You can any one of you can do this for yourself if you're really curious if verticals are parallel.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to know if verticals are parallel, any one of you can do this really easily.
What
and the
about
fact
if you
that
get
you
three, you'd be
haven't,
able to see the tilt, won't you? Tilt to
no,
vertical.
you can never see. You can't see the tilt.
What
That's
do you mean
not
you
what
can't
anybody's
see
claiming.
the tilt?
You can't see the tilt. I'll say it again, Bev, because you'll ask again. You can't see the tilt
Why not?
One more time. One more time.
Why can you not see the tilt?
Because you can't see the tilt.
Well, how about if you get 3?
You can't see the tilt.
Tell me why you can't see the tilt.
Because it's very small. You have to be 69 miles apart to get one angle.
One
degree.
angle?
1 degree.
1 degree of what?
1 degree of tilt away from each other.
Tilt
and you're
of
not going to
what?
see 1 degree verticals. And you're not going to see that.
Tilting vertical. I'd say you
Oh
wouldn't
my
see
God.
that.
Yeah, I know. I said that. I
Never
said that
been
already.
observed, does it? A tilting vertical.
I already said that already. You won't see the tilt.
Is that because it's not there?
No. It's because it's too small to see.
What, the tilt? How much tilt is there?
Too small to see.
Always?
Yes.
Wow. So vertical tilting always?
Too small to see.
Mathematically, isn't it?
Too small to see. How long you want to do this for, Bev?
I don't know. I was just thinking mathematically.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to push it out of your brain. I get that.
Do verticals tilt mathematically?
I know. I get that. If you say enough stupid things, you can convince yourself that it's ridiculous.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you, Scott.
No,
verticals
I get what you're doing.
tilt mathematically?
Verticals diverge.
Mathematically?
Yes. On a globe. Yes, they diverge. And that's the question. Are we on a globe or are we on a flat? And if we're on a globe, the verticals will diverge. If we're on a flat, they'll be parallel. We can test to see whether they're parallel or diverging.
You can test
and the good way to do that is to take 2 theodolites and point them at each other. And if the angle, reciprocal zenith angles add up to 180 degrees, we have proven they're parallel. If they're greater than 180, we have proven they're divergent.
Vertical and we've proved that vertical and horizontal are perpendicular, or can we prove that vertical and horizontal aren't perpendicular?
No, what we've proven is that those 2 points have different horizontals.
But if they're established by a water level, don't they share the same
water levels don't establish shit. The fact that you even brought out a water level proves you have no idea what you're doing and trying to prove. Water levels can't prove anything.
Okay.
They're useless. Just don't even bring them up.
We use them. We had a realizing Euclid test.
No, you did something, and you think you proved something, but you proved nothing.
Straight line lies within a plane. Proposition 1, book 11.
Ooh, big proof there.
But you're saying
you should have published that
use
paper.
The water. Well, we did.
No, I didn't say anything of the sort.
You said you can't prove anything with them, but we sort of proved that the straight line lies within the plane.
What
agree
plane?
that they have practical use, though, Scott, right? You'd agree that they have practical
use. For construction uses, size of houses, and maybe even apartment complexes. But I think that's even not going to be very useful because horizontal will diverge ever so slightly from one end to from a horizontal complex to apartment complex to another.
Okay, cool. Wow. So could we prove that the straight line doesn't lie within the plane?
Bev, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody in this entire world gives a fuck about your straight line. Nobody.
Okay. Well, all right.
That's what you say.
Perhaps we're in the wrong arena then, right?
Does anybody else give a fuck about a straight line?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Isn't it the most fundamental thing, Scott?
I think the world has accepted the idea of a straight line. Nothing needs to be proved about a straight line.
Isn't that why you're here?
I've already been through this. I'm here to understand how you guys can just ignore this evidence.
Scott, do you have your own proof that a straight line lies within a plane?
I don't need one.
Oh, let's see. Call somebody else. Somebody else will have it, right?
It's a geometrical axiom.
Yeah, you know
who does have that?
You know who you can refer to if you need to, Scott?
No,
me.
I don't need to prove it. It's the definition. A straight line obviously lies within a plane. It lies within infinite planes, actually.
Isn't it weird that it's a what? It lies within infinite planes, did you say?
Yes, it does. Yes.
The straight line.
A straight line lies within infinite planes, yes.
See, that's why we did the proof, right? Why do you need to do a proof that a straight line lies within the plane? Because people out there think that straight lines lie within infinite planes.
They do.
Well, yeah, it's a madness.
Did you prove they didn't?
We within a plane. Yes, the straight line lies within a plane.
We all agree it lies within we all agree it lies within a plane.
Okay. Well, how do you extend that to infinite planes then? How did you extend that straight line that lies within a plane to infinite planes, Scott? Please explain your process of doing that, other than exploding your mind.
Take that plane that you had with the straight line in it, and using the line for your axis of rotation, rotate that plane 1 degree. Ooh, a second plane in which that line lies. Now rotate another degree, a third plane.
No.
Rotate another degree. Ooh, a fourth plane. And break that down. Rotate it a half a degree. Ooh, another plane. Now rotate it a quarter degree, another plane. And keep going down infinitesimally. 1 over n squared. And you have infinite planes in which that line lies. Isn't that amazing? See how easy that was, Bev? To someone whose brain is not broken? Does that blow your mind, Bev? That I just proved to any thinking person that a line lies in infinite planes?
Why we use the tool that establishes a horizontal plane of
reference. Yeah, avoid the question. Avoid it. Run away.
Scott.
Well, I don't care. You said that a line lies in a plane. I agreed. And I demonstrated that a line lies in infinite planes.
And we demonstrated by using a tool in reality that
but nobody cares what you did, though.
Horizontal plane, that the straight line does indeed lie within a plane.
We already know a straight line lies in a plane.
A horizontal plane.
So you proved nothing to anybody.
Yeah, we did.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We all know that a straight line lies within a horizontal plane.
Mm-hmm. And the water level was a tool for establishing a horizontal plane, therefore making level a straight line on a horizontal plane.
But we already knew that a straight line lied within a horizontal plane, so you proved nothing to anybody. We already knew this.
The fact that level is a straight line in a horizontal plane.
Yeah, but what you need to prove is that level for that point that you measured is level for everywhere else. That's what you failed to prove, because it's not. Everywhere you go has got a different level.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it with
a really simple test that anybody can do for themselves.
Yeah, no, but you proved nothing, though.
Principles. Well, proof.
But you proved nothing.
Yes, we did.
You proved nothing to anybody.
That you can prove things.
We already knew this, Bev.
Scott. You can prove the most basic things in reality.
We already knew this. Everybody else already knew this, Bev.
And it's really weird, isn't it? Because both the globe earthers and the flat earthers.
I know you need to. I know you need to convince yourself you accomplished something, Bev. I know you need this for yourself, that you accomplished something. I'm sorry to break it to you, though. You didn't.
Well, I did. I know I did. And
I know you.
After this
I know
morning,
you think
Scott,
you accomplished
I don't care
something.
what you think, because you're troubled.
I know. Because you went out and proved something that everybody already knew. And you think you accomplished something.
Everybody doesn't know it, though, do they?
Oh, but they do.
No, they have a belief. Like
you find me a
Scott.
single person. Now, this is a geometrical axiom.
What is?
That a straight line lies within a horizontal. That a straight line lies within a plane.
No, it's a proposition. Proposition 1. That which has to be proved. That's which can be proved.
How do you prove that a straight line lies within a plane? Geometrically.
get a book called The Elements of Mathematics, Geometry, right? And you will find
Never
the
mind.
way that you can prove it. There's a demonstration. We chose to do it slightly differently because we wanted
Why did you choose to do it?
realize it. We wanted to make that mathematical proof real in reality.
We already knew this.
So we
the
used water levels
The rest
and
of the world already
geometric
knew this, Bev.
principles to prove the straight line lies within a plane. Yes.
And you proved something everybody else already knew. Good job, man. Sorry, go ahead.
How do you do the mathematics? Make a formula real, was it?
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do.
What formula?
Was it?
I don't know what you're
I don't know.
talking
What
about.
did you say?
What's
How
the
did you say
formula?
it? Make the mathematics real, it sounded like you
Realizing Euclid, yes.
Okay, what's realizing Euclid? What is Euclid had the postulates about parallel lines will never touch and this kind of stuff about like generally planar X, Y, Z coordinates, right?
Proposition.
And then what? How do you make that?
Book
Was
11.
it making that real? Is that what you said?
Yes.
How
Performing Euclid in reality, not just on paper.
How do you?
We used water levels.
Sure,
because they're devices that establish a horizontal plane of reference. Therefore, we can use the points of the water level geometrically to establish a proof that all of those points lie within the same plane.
Well, I just don't understand how you bring it into reality. I get you try to do an estimation of it, but you don't bring it into reality, do you? Because you can get a single neat correct answer on maths.
Actually did it in reality.
You did maths in reality. That doesn't sorry, Scott.
He doesn't believe that logic's a form of
No, I gotta do the dishes anyways.
Right.
Okay, cool, man. Sorry, Scott. I'm just trying to understand, like, we do Euclid in reality. Is that like testing the proposition are all verticals parallel? Would that be a way to say what you're talking about?
No, just proving that the straight line lies within the plane.
Sure, straight line lies within the plane. That's just
Sure. I mean, Scott's just told you how to do the vertical and horizontal not being perpendicular. It sounds fantastic to me, but I mean,
I'm not
almost impossible. But I mean, it is Scott. You know,
cool.
He's got a wealth of knowledge,
a
lot of wisdom. He's been sat in these rooms for months.
Do you want to have a conversation with me?
Not particularly. You're just like Scott, as far as I'm concerned.
Cool.
You try and obfuscate a straight line within a plane.
It just sounds like you talk in circles until it's not quite clear what is even being discussed anymore.
Now, that was Scott that was talking about the tilt of a vertical. I mean, that sounds fantastic, but he was.
I've talked to Scott lots. I've listened to Scott lots. I've listened to you lots. I know what the common denominator is. I don't think I'm... This is always what happens with you and never what happens with Scott. Like 100% of the time I've heard you in a room, I've never heard you not do this. Let's put it that way. Have a conversation, like just shoot the shit or have a productive conversation leading to a conclusion. It's always this like, who thinks offended. What is up means sideways? And it's like, what?
There we go.
You know?
Yeah.
So were you testing the proposition that all verticals are parallel? Would that be a way to say, like, this idea of bringing Euclid into reality?
No, we did Proposition 1, Book 11, that a straight line lies within a plane. Just started off at number 1. I mean, there are more, right? You can obviously do more.
You made a straight line with what, 2 points on a water level? How many points on the water level?
We used geometric principles. What you have to do is you have to get into the Euclid first to understand how you would prove the straight line.
I feel like you could just describe what it was that you did, and we will be
go
edified.
Forward from that. I mean, like, do you know how to extend a straight line using just compasses?
If you describe to me, I stood here at this address, and so drove over there in a car, and he held this device at this height, I will understand what you're talking about. I don't think we need to talk about Euclid much. I think you can just describe the test.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's already been done. It got done years ago. It's been described many times. But people like you and Scott want to obfuscate it. So I mean, I know you get
don't want to
upset
obfuscate it.
when
I'm
we
trying
come
to ask
round
you to
to
describe
places
it.
like this. I understand. I understand.
So
I'll
it
leave
has
you to your
happened.
safe
It has been
space. I
described
don't
in
want to
the.
upset anybody. I've been
I'd
upsetting
love to hear
people
about it. It
all
would be
day
so good.
just by talking about straight lines. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, tell us about it. It sounds
I'll leave you.
exciting.
See you later.
Okay. Just
Thanks a lot.
Are you...
It's the echo in your brain. You know you can't sustain the misconceptions in your mind. One day you'll see for sure what all of this was for. Then you can leave it all behind. The journey begins. I am the one, yeah, that will show the proof. I am the one, yeah, that is searching for the truth. I am the whispers of the logic in your mind. I am an agent of the logos. In the beginning was found this thing that cannot speak. It's how we all truly learn. It's only ever attained when one lets go of fear. So don't let wisdom pass you by. The journey begins. I am the one, yeah, that will show the proof. I am the one, yeah, that is searching for the truth. I am the whispers of the logic in your mind. I am an agent of the logos. It was there all along. How could I never have seen this thing that's danced all around? It wasn't until I left behind the things I believed that I could see things so clear. The journey begins. Become the one, yeah, that will show the proof. Become the one, yeah, that is searching for the truth. Become the whispers of the logic in their minds. Become an agent of the logos. Become an agent of the logos. We are the agents of the logos.